Hey, 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 good morning, good morning. It is Motivation Station with Rose and Sanjay. Rose, good morning, good morning. There she is.
Hello.
Love the outfit,
Yeah,
by
I
the way. I meant to
decided.
say it
I
earlier, but I love the outfit, the
thank you.
glasses. S-
It's
Straight
just
fire.
dress, and I think it's 90-degree outside, so all you want to wear is something like a very cottony and it's like air flowing, like let the air go
Listen,
all around it because it's too hot.
it is
And
summer heat
with
wave
this
right
long
now.
hair, it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh.
How's everything? How are you doing?
And so today it's pretty emotional this morning because my brother went to the grave, took a picture, and sent it to the group chat, and I'm like, "Whoa, please!" Like those pictures really always emotional. I have been seeing a lot of butterflies. You've probably seen my posts. There's all different kind of butterflies, and the
Yeah, yeah.
butterfly that sit on my feet, I've seen it two more other times. But the thing is, after when we find out, I think it was Monday when we find out, I have a cousin that's been missing in the war since March 13th,
Missing,
and
like
we
missing?
had missing. So he went to the uh, special, some kind of a thing when he was not allowed to have fun. So, and on Monday, we had my cousin, his sister, writing in the group chat that saying they found his body. They're doing a DNA test. So it might be him. So losing, on top of my mom losing my cousin,
Sorry, that's
and
crazy.
it is crazy. Everything comes in three, and I'm like, please, we don't need the third situation happening. But when my cousin, it's not final yet with my cousin. I don't even know how to feel, and I'm telling my friends around, I'm like, I really don't know how to feel. I have no more tears left. Is that even normal? Because I know it's a cycle of life. We losing people. And the same time, my best friend, oh, her baby was born on the 21st.
Oh,
So
that's
I was
crazy.
like, it's like
Mhm.
life and death at the same time. It's
It
just like,
it's just it's ever going,
how do you feel?
like
How do
we
you
we we
actually feel?
we lose people and then like we gain people, and honestly it's not weird, right? Because there was one year, I think it was like 2016, because I won't I vaguely, it's been a while, right? Because 2016 was a long time ago. there was
Ah,
six there was
that year.
six deaths throughout the year, and by the time like the third one came around for me, or second to third, I couldn't cry anymore. Like I was just tired of, like, I was sad. Like I'm sure you feel sad. Like inside it was just, I felt sad as hell. But like I couldn't cry anymore. And like I think it's just like, your body can only let out so much, and like you're already exhausted, right? And especially for you, I think it's because the first loss was like, your mom, right? And that took a huge toll. That took a ginormous toll, because that's someone that you are very close with, obviously, right? You were talking to her almost like every day, and like it's your mom, and not that your cousin's like less important or anything like that, but like you took out a lot from your energy, a lot from your body when your mom had passed, and then now it's like, you're kind of not coming to terms per se, but like you're recovering from that, right? You're getting a little bit better day by day, and then this happens, so your body's like, well, like you can't come back down. We're like, we're not ready to have you come back to grieve again. But I'm sure, like, your cousin, I'm sure like you do feel like that way, like, I'm so sorry that he passed away, and I'm sure you are feeling sad. It's just that your body is tired, like your body still hasn't fully recovered
Yeah.
from your the passing of your mom,
Mind you,
because
he's not passed yet. We don't know. The
oh
DNA
yeah, yeah,
test
true,
is
I'm
not
sorry,
done
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
It takes 2, 3
uh,
weeks to get the DNA test done.
but
But
that
I have a good feeling that is him.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say maybe that too. That you haven't confirmed that it's him, so it's still like it could be, it can't be. But the fact that he's been missing for some time is also probably sad in itself as well. But that's crazy. That is crazy.
it's the worst situation around the world. I'm just praying for peace because the situation is needs to stop. I don't know where we're going with this wars and the new wars keep coming up. new things happening around the world, and we need to come together, reunite, get united, and pray for peace because this needs to stop.
Amen.
Losing people in the war, losing the loved ones, and the worst part that happened to him for 8 months that he have been in the war zone.
Hmm.
They right away put him in the missing category so he can make less money. So when you are a soldier, you're making one amount of money, and when they put you on missing pile, they give you less money. So for 8 months that he have been there, they were robbing him. Number one. Number two, you're supposed to have like a days off after certain, I think after 6 months you're supposed to have a 30-day off or something.
Mm.
Supposed to go home, see your
Hmm.
family. But because they put him on the missing file, they did not give him that day off, and they robbed him. That's
Yeah.
war for you.
Yeah.
And that is not good.
Yeah.
And that's what they're
So.
doing over there. They're robbing poor soldiers. Mind you, my cousin didn't have any knowledge. He couldn't even hold a gun. At, at least my first cousin that's in the war, he has a very good army background.
Hmm.
He doesn't. He's young. He was like so young and has two kids.
Oh.
Two kids. And
Yeah.
it's small. It's like,
It's I
I
like
believe, like 8 and like around
I,
5.
I had I mean I had a cousin who also passed away. Like he was part of the army, but like he didn't pass away from the like it was something that happened at the army. It was something really dumb that they had done, and unfortunately like it led to an event that took his life. But yeah, no, I mean there's people that I know that kind of like are lost in life, right? And they don't know what to do, and they feel like going to the army they can discover to themselves. Some people do, some people don't. Some people, it's a lot for like like for me. I mean, even if I was like physically capable of going to war or like physically fit or whatever, it's all different for everybody, right? Because I'm not like a war type of person. I don't even like fighting. Um, but I know like some of the younger folk, like they're like, I don't know if I want to go to college. I don't know if I want to get an education to go somewhere else. I don't know what kind of job I want to do. And they're like, you know what? I'll just go join the army. I'll go join the navy. I'll join whatever. And they try to discover themselves then. But there are people that I've seen gone through it and also end up even more lost than when they come back. And then they see shit out there and it changes everything.
They
Gunfire,
come back with
bodies.
PTSD,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But I'm honestly, I, I hope things would be better for your cousin. If this is him, that's very unfortunate. And if it's not him, I think it's even more or unfortunate in a sense because then God knows where he is, right? He's out there, and who knows? What is happening, right?
Yes, yes. What I did is I asked my mom. I said, Mom, we need to find our cousin because he was missing.
Hmm.
I said, Mom, get us some news. And as soon as I asked my mom to get some news, that was the news.
Hmm. That was the news. Oh, okay. Mm.
That was the news. And
It's
it's bad fun because my cousin,
right.
the sibling of my cousin, is the one that I grew up with, my aunt's kid,
Hmm.
is pregnant. My older cousin, that's his sister, she's pregnant. She's expecting a baby in the early stage. But for her to be able to find out her little brother might be dead while she's pregnant, and I'm just like praying that nothing will happen to the baby because
Yeah, because that's
losing
stressful.
a sibling,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's close pain even. losing to your mom. It's kind of like they're close, right?
Yeah, no, it's
It's your
family.
sibling.
Yeah, I mean it's super. It's like
It's like
immediate family because like your cousin.
it's right there.
Not to say like I said, I'm making it sound like your cousin's not that important, but like yeah, like if I grew up with my mom, my dad, and my brother, right? Like we all grew up in the house together. We all went through the struggles together. We went through the good times
Yeah,
together, stuff like that. And not that my cousins weren't there, but like we have a different relationship with my cousin. Now I'd be
yeah,
like, it shouldn't really be a comparison. Like who would I grieve more for, like my brother or my cousin? But like inside, I just feel like for my brother, it would be for me worse because like we've grown up very close
so
together,
close. Yeah,
and as
my
much
first cigarette was my cousin.
yeah. But yeah, like I mean, my brother and I like we don't have a tight relationship, but like we're brotherly. Like if shit went down, like we're both
Yeah,
there for each other in a heartbeat. Um, but like still, it's still sad, and and especially for a pregnant person, right, a pregnant woman, that if they did lose a sibling and like you're very close to like having your next child, like that stress takes a toll on your body, or like complete, and that stress that and that toll that it takes also affects the baby too. Like it is true when they say like whatever you do on the outside when you're pregnant and having a baby, everything you do affects the baby. If you smoke, it's going to affect the baby. If you drink, it's going to affect the baby. Even the types of food you eat will affect the baby. So I remember when like my wife was pregnant with my daughter, like she like her diet and stuff like that was different before she got pregnant, and then she's like, no, I have to eat healthier, no, I have to make sure I rest more, no, I have to make sure I do this and that, and like all that helped with giving birth to a healthy child. I was terrified of having a baby because like I'm already physically like handicapped, right? And I honestly, I don't know if it was a birth defect. I don't know if something happened during birth, like, or they knew before I came out that I was like this. Because, but back then, what, 35 years ago, I don't think they had the
yeah, it wasn't that.
technology.
Hmm.
They had technology to be like, oh, your son has, something wrong with his arms, something wrong with his feet. Like, they just probably, like, had things that are like, oh, his heartbeat sounds good. Like, vitals look good, stuff like
Yes,
that, right? But I'm grateful because my mom even told me like she's like when I had you, I saw how you were, and she's like I don't care how you were, I'm still gonna raise you to be my son. And like both of my parents, because not to sound rude, but there are people out there that get upset when they get have a like birth of a child, and they're like, yo, my child is like this. This is not what I
that's a
wanted.
victory right there.
And I'm just like,
That's very
yeah, exactly. Like
victorious.
you gave birth to a child. I mean, sorry that it may not be healthy, but like I love the people who keep fighting for their children, and they may be,
She had faith
yeah,
that
yeah,
you're gonna
she's,
be a greatest one, and you
yeah,
are.
yeah. Oh, thank you. But yeah, like even like my mom and dad, like they didn't, especially with where I'm at right now, they didn't expect any of this. Like, like I said, I have an older brother, but like I'm the one that's married. I'm the one that had a daughter, right? And like I said, my mom earlier, I think my mom always wanted a girl, so she was like blessed in a sense, right? She was just so happy that I had a girl, and the fact that her and my mom are like best friends, it's like my favorite thing ever. And like my daughter, every morning, every day, just like every day I can hear her. She's like, "Gamma, Gamma," like trying to find where my mom is. She's. I honestly think she's like a rebirth of my dad's mom
Grandma. Hmm.
because she gives my dad a hard time. Like she's always like tougher on my dad for some reason, and my dad would come to me and she's like, "Yo, why does she remind me of my mom?" I'm like, growing up, you always gave me grief. I think this is just her coming back to like not get revenge, but be like, hey, like be straight. But anyway, yeah, not to get too ahead of myself. Um, back to like your thing. It's just like it's. I think it like you said, you don't have the confirmation, right? But I think you do have that, not faith, but that belief that's there because you asked your mom if that is your cousin, and that's the news you received. But
Yeah, so please go find my cousin because
It,
we was missing. We didn't hear nothing from him since March 13th.
I
And
think.
13, number 13, is their number of the family.
Hmm.
Like my aunt was born on 13, my cousin, his sister was born on 13. They
Hmm.
were married on the 13th. They met on the 13th. Like the number 13 was everywhere.
Hmm.
So, and him missing on the 13th,
Yeah,
like,
it just all kind of like adds up in a weird way. Well, because then
yeah,
there's another side of it too, right? Because I think it's interesting because of the way that we have a belief and the way that we have a faith, right? I think me and you are likewise in that sense where, we hope. I mean, like our faith has us believe that when people pass, like they're in a better place, and we always want to hold that faith, right? We don't want to think that
we
they're
do.
gone, that
We
it's
do.
just a void, or we want to hold that faith. And I think that faith continues to hold even like if there is a passing of your cousin, now he's with your mom. We have that belief that now they're together, they're in peace, they're in tranquility.
Yes.
um I think it's important to have that, because we
Yes.
we look at what we go through life here, and we have a strong belief that we hope the other side is better,
And much better.
you know
Much better.
and
Much better.
I
There's
think
no pain.
there's a importance to that in the sense of I think this is what's happening to me now, because I'm not gonna put it on the spot like this, right? But there's a lot of people that I feel like in life live life the way they want, and then when they get closer to the end of the rope is when they start believing, right? They start panicking and believing and saying, "I hope I go here. I hope I go here." Right? And I still believe that's still a form of faith, a form of belief, right? But like for me, I never had like a full belief of like religion or anything like that. I'm very spiritual. I believe in a lot of ideals and a lot of
Yes.
things that other people believe, right? But like I think I'm finally at a point that like I'm not panicking. When my time will come, it will come, and I'll go where I deserve to go. But like throughout the days, throughout the time I'm here, I'll hold that faith and belief to myself, and that I have like I just I'm grateful for everything I have in front of me, right? Which I'll talk about the things going on in my life or and around me, right? But I every day I'm grateful. Every day I'm blessed, right?
Yeah, we're
And I
getting closer and closer to that belief and the faith part.
so but the thing is like for me, because I don't know when my time is gonna be, but I'm proud of myself not waiting till like the end of the line. But
Yeah.
we really don't know when the end of the line is per se. Don't get me wrong, but like the thing is, I just take every day as a stride. I take it every day as a win. I got up in the morning. That's a fucking win. Some
Yes.
people are
Yes.
unfortunately not blessed enough to get up in the morning, and but they don't even plan for that. You don't plan for death. You do not plan for death. You know, and I think for me more than anything, maybe it's because like, as we get older, we might see some of like for me, right? For example, I've seen a lot of my people I grew up as heroes go, right? Robin Williams, you know, um, Paul Walker, stuff like that, right? Like they were as when I was younger, they were the people I looked up to, and now they're not around anymore. So maybe that was my triggering point. That's like it can happen. Anybody can go.
Yes.
Um, I think like
Definitely.
this week we had a lot of passings too, but
I
like I
wanna,
just
yeah, I wanna tribute also the two legends just went, right? We have Ozzy Osbourne.
yes,
We have Hawk.
Tokyo.
And the funny part, I've looked at the Ozzy Osbourne dates, right?
Mm,
Let's just put that into perspective. My mom was born December 5. Ozzy was born December 3, which is like very close, right?
mhm. Yep.
And the numbers are odd, 3 and 5. And my mom passed on 11th, which is 1-1.
Mhm.
Ozzy passed on 22nd, which is 2-2, right? Repetitive numbers.
Yeah.
And now my mom was born in 1950, 50. Ozzy was born in 1948, which is also close, and it's even numbers.
Yeah.
And in my page, don't have to be in yours. In my page, they're both legends. Like he's a world legend. My mom is legend on her own.
Correct.
You
Yeah.
know, moving from a
Absolutely.
small village, being a general, firstborn, and moving everyone. I feel like the same energy.
Yeah.
And
No,
when I
I.
looked at it, I was like, wow, everything is numbers. Like
Yeah.
everything is numbers.
Everything points back
It's
at
just
numbers.
like,
Yeah.
wow, right? Like it's and definitely retributing Ozzy. I think obviously he's a legend, and for him to live this long, for all his great habits that he has through
Yeah.
his career,
Yeah. We won't
it's a
get deep in
blessing
that,
in
but yeah.
itself. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a blessing in itself. But his faith
Mm.
and love to God, that's something that nobody can even close to. And the same that my mom did. The love for God and all of the faith and the prayers have been out to the world. That's like wow moment.
Yeah. No,
Even
I.
if you do whatever you do,
Yeah.
that faith will keep you alive.
Yeah. No, it's I love like the tributes like that, right? Like, even from your own way, even though from the way the world did it. So 2 weeks ago, I went to a Wu Tang concert, right? So I went to go see the band that I wanted to see called Run the Jewels because they were opening for them, and I went to go see Wu Tang.
Yes.
Now I know Wu
Oh,
Tang well enough that because I grew up with Wu Tang because my brother listened to them, right? But during their concert, like they had tributes to like those that passed. So like Wu Tang, they gave a number of tributes, but the one that like clung to me was like they did one for like Old Dirty Bastard, right? Because he was a member of the Wu Tang, and then they did one for like even like DMX, and like it reminded me that like man, I loved DMX growing up. Like DMX was one of the most like down to earth like person ever. Like his music was kind of crazy and whatever, but I remember watching a lot of videos on people being like huge fans of him, right? But DMX did one big thing is, and he always showed his faith. Always, like there's times during his concert, he's like, "Let's just take a moment to do a prayer," and like all the rap like artists, rap gods, whatever you want to call them, they're just like, DMX had, I forgot where it was, I forgot what concert it was. It was a huge concert, right? Like 10,000 plus people, right? And he's just like, let's take a moment to for a moment of silence for a prayer. And he's like, and like it was Method Man that was there, and he was like, in a crowd this big, you can hear a pin drop. Like DMX brought it all back down for a prayer, and I loved hearing that because I was like, this guy was a very faithful man to God, despite being angry, despite his trials and tribulations and all the shit that he went through. Like he was still very faithful to God. And like when they did the tribute to him, even at we were at like Prudential Newark, right? Like people were like screaming their hearts out for DMX because they're like, let's remember our brother DMX, and
yeah.
people are just like kind of like losing their stuff. But it's crazy what faith could do, and I like right now I'm not gonna put like anybody on blast, but I have friends I talk to daily, right? And I have a friend right now. He went to the park, and he's like, like I'm at the park and there's people here, and they're like not preachers, but you know how like people that like the I don't know what they're called, but like they'll stand at the park and they'll have like let's talk about Jesus and stuff like that, right? Now in the
Out
past,
loud.
yeah, yeah. Well, not out loud. They're like if you're walking by and they'll say good morning to you, and then like do you have a moment to talk about God, right? And a lot of
Okay.
people, yeah, a lot of people kind of ignore them because it's like I don't want to hear it, whatever, right? And I remember at one point in my life, I was a person that was like I wanted to challenge them, right? Because I had a weird faith where like whatever you say, like there's no proof of God for me, and I was at that level where it's almost insulting, right? But I think over time with my brother-in-law, even like talking to you here, like I think, I started opening up a little bit more, especially when I had my daughter too, and like right now he's just like, oh yeah, he's like, I educated myself. I don't need to hear this from you. Like I grew up with this and it's all, BS and stuff. And I'm like, that's fine. If you want to believe that way, that's fine. But keep it to yourself. Like not everybody's on your same page. Like yeah, sure, like maybe 10 people will agree with you, but like it's fine. Just keep it to yourself. You don't have to put on blast. You don't have to be like, "Hey, look, I don't believe in God. Hey, look, I don't believe in what you're saying. I don't believe what you're preaching." Cool. That is completely fine because there's other people that do. Even me. Like I'm at a point that I'm just like I'm not gonna rebuttal it, right? Because then at that point, then we're having a argument or whatever you want to call it, right? I'm not gonna try to convince you otherwise. But it's kind of like remember how when we had my brother-in-law on the podcast and he told me like he knows that I'm not a like a full like Christian or I
Firm
don't
believer.
yeah,
Hmm.
but he's like I'll always still have that faith in you that maybe one day you will, you know and that's the same faith I have with my friend. Not to that extent, but I'm like, I hope you find a belief for yourself, one that makes you positive, not negative, one that one that's not like there's no God, there's nothing that'll happen. I'm just gonna die and
Yeah.
life goes on. I like if you want to believe that, that's fine, but keep it to yourself because other people want to believe something stronger than that, something different than that, and I think it's important not to bash those people who think differently. You know, so like when I saw my friend say it now, I hesitated for a second, but I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, I don't need to contribute in what he's talking about. I have what I believe in. You have what you believe in, and let's just be on our way and we're
Yes,
good.
everyone have their own belief system and we need to
S-
accept
s-
it because for me, I always gonna say my best friend is my God. Why?
Yeah.
Because when nobody was there, he was there. He
Yeah.
always listens, he answers my prayers. And even I'll give you a quick example. Like yesterday, I went to the thrift store.
Mm.
It's not like I wanted to go, but I ended up being there. So, and you know, and I go there. If I go there, I only look for two things: cards. I was out of birthday cards. I got four cards for 54 cents. You can't beat that.
Hmm.
And then I got three books, which cost me 80 cents. Guys, if you ever want to like look for books, go to the thrift store because you will find a good quality books for like 25 cents. I'm not lying. So
Yeah.
it depends where. So, and this thrift store didn't really have anything like self-educational. I only look for those type of books. I remember buying the Koran for 50 cents. I was like, oh my goodness.
Hmm.
So, um, and I'm looking for books, and a lot of books around here, they're more about like godly and Jesus, and which I have no problem with. None of the prophets. I tribute everyone. Uh, However, I don't really read on the Christianity, like, I don't. And here I am, it's like standing and looking for books, and I found these three books, and all these three books was exactly what I was going through this week. Okay, share a few. Like one book, it's called Unstoppable Prosperity. I am more digging more into trading, and one of my girlfriends, she called me last week of saying that she lost her mother in February and it's still fresh with her every single day because it was sudden. It was not like she prepared. At least with my mom, we prepared, so it's gonna be one day, right? Her and her mother didn't prepare, or it was so sudden that like she was like gone in a month. So, but what she does is she does crypto. She does crypto. She gave me a few videos. She teach me a few things, which I'm grateful for. And here I am already, I not having a knowledge in trading a little more than an average person. So this book came across of just repeating what I already know and maybe some more that I did not know. Right? Mind you, 75 cents. This book cost $30. So
You're
I
fine.
was like, thank you. I, you don't have to believe in God, but I'm saying my best friend is guiding me.
Yeah.
Okay? The second book that I found that we spoke about our last podcast with the Mr. Gold, we were talking about faith, we were talking about giving. Remember, you can't outgive God.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
he said.
Yep.
And in this book, it says you can outgive God. And when I read that, I was like, wow, moment, right? So the book calls The Blessed Life. It's he's a pastor. Robert is in ministry. Not I don't think he's a pastor, he's in the ministry. Robert Morris, a guide to thriving in a tough economic times. The simple secret of achieving guaranteed financial results. So I'm not gonna take too long. The Blessed Life. I'm already reading it. Chapter 5 now. So this book is about. Remember, he was talking about giving, and this book is about the first 10% of the money that you make belongs to God, not
Mm,
yours,
mm,
nobody else's. First. The first 10, not the second 10, not the last 10, the first cents of your money belongs to God. And when I start reading that and what Mr. Gold was saying, it so resonated together, like put it all together in one piece. And I said, from now on, my first 10% of money will always go to God. I'm going to do a charity because I don't go to mosque or church, give the money. It has to be a house of God, but I believe charities also could be a house of God. So for me to grab this book in that thrift store, mind you, another 25 cents, right? But he's always speaking to us. And the last but not least, right? This book's called Listen to the Heart Story Meditations on the Fruit of the Spirit. It has nothing to do with meditation, but maybe everything. But this book is about peace. Peace comes from doing good. Peace comes from staying close to God, right? Peace is experienced in the present. Peace comes through trust. So it's every single page it's about peace, right? Apply the same standards or give helpful feedback without criticism. Encourage small steps. So just to summarize what I need to practice more on peace and being a great person, right? Reach out for joy. Sounds of weeping, shots of joy. Expect joy. Don't miss the joy of a friendship. Like focusing on the small things and
yeah.
being peaceful. Just put all that together in a thrift store that has not such a type of book and just my hands grabbing those, spending 80 cents, which is not about 80 cents. But remember, always someone guiding you.
Yeah.
Always. And you attract what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I needed this.
Yeah.
And it just summarized everything the whole week that I've been going through. I said, wow, let's focus on joy. Let's focus on peace. Let's focus on giving. Let's focus on having faith when you give,
No,
right?
I agree.
That's my story.
No, no, that's good. See,
Victory!
we went from talking of like grievances and having faith there to the positive parts of life and having faith
It's
there.
like how you,
Yeah.
like a lot of people cannot call off, right? Like this is what happened. And they
Yeah.
still stay there and do well. No. What's next? It's already happened. But what's next?
Yeah.
What are you doing afterwards? Are you having a peaceful moment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in now day and age, it's hard to have a peace.
So yeah, yeah, no, I was gonna say I liked how that was the last point because that's the first point I was gonna start at, was because I think last week I did say a quote, right? I watched a video of a monk, right, and they're talking about it, and during the interview they asked him if he's happy, right, and he said that's a difficult question, right, because he's like if you seek happiness, right, if you seek happiness, there's a possibility that you'll achieve sadness. Like there's a possibility that things won't work out and you'll be sad instead. So he was like, instead
Mm-hmm.
of seeking happiness, you should seek peace. Not happiness, you should seek peace. Because when you seek peace, things come along the way of peace, you know? And he was like, um, when he brought that up, I was like, that's a good point. Because like if I go around looking for something that'll make me happy, right? So I there's a story that I'll very very briefly tell of in June, at the beginning of June. Remember how I was just kind of feeling down? I was there was an event that took place that brought me down, right? And
Yes.
I came back and I was like, I need to recover from this. So let me seek happiness. So I tried to seek ways of being happy. And the more I went to go seek this happiness, the sadder I was getting because I was searching for happiness in that way, right? The second I took a step back and I was like, you know what? I need to be seeking peace within myself, you know? And I was like, things will come along from there. It did. I was more content with myself, right? I was content with the situations that had happened. I was content with the lessons that I had learned, right? And everything got better because I learned that in my guidance of seeking happiness, in my guidance of like trying to make everyone happy, right? The other side was getting worse. I was getting angry. I was yelling. I haven't yelled at anything in like a minute. It's been a long time. But I found myself
Yes.
yelling at people, yelling at things, and I'm just like, I'm not like this. So I finally hit a point where I sat down and I started having loud conversations with myself. And I was like, why are you unhappy? What do we need to do to change that? You know? And instead of just like talking to the voice in my head, I let that voice talk out loud because I know it was trying to
Hmm.
help me, but I was being louder than me, if that makes sense, you know? So I was like, I have to let the other one
You
come out.
needed
Yeah.
to hear your soul.
Yeah, and then so I started doing that, and then I think little things like it's me versus me, and one of us must die, and all that stuff started triggering. And I was like, the one that's angry within me, the one that's like seeking things that I really shouldn't be singing, the one that's taking away my peace is the one that has to go. So after a while, I fought for keeping peace, and I did, and I started getting better by the days. Um, the event that had happened that brought me down, uh it was with a person and we were able to talk and we made peace, and I'm happy with that peace. Like we made peace. We weren't seeking the happiness that we maybe once had in the past. We kept peace. We just wanted to have peace, and we did. We continued our friendship that we had, and the person's still very very close to me, which I appreciate. But like, we've come to learn that sometimes we need our times for ourselves, and we also realize that like what we have is great and we're not seeking any more than that, which is perfect. So peace was made there, right? um I was for a while looking for a job because I was like upset that not upset at my job. I wasn't happy with where I was. So I tried to job search. I literally tried to job search to find something that would make me happier, and even those fell through because I was like, I'm searching for happiness. I'm searching for something that'll make me happy. After a while, I stopped. I was like, whatever. If I'm meant to be here, I'll be here, and if I find something, I'll find something. It'll happen when it'll happen. I accepted that. Work got a little bit better for me. Like I didn't feel as angry at work or situations at work and stuff like that, right? And everything was calm. You know, one. So I listen to music all the time. Like if I'm oh, we lost Rose, but let's see if she comes back. Yeah. Oh, there you go. All right, you dropped for a second. Bye bye. You back. Um, a few days this week, I forgot to take my headphones. Right, but no. Normally, everywhere I travel outside of my house, I'm always playing music. Whether it's in my car or if I'm walking, I always have music on because for me, music brings me peace. Right, and the last few days, I
Yes.
lost. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you good? You looked unsure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Okay, yeah, I was just making sure. Um, the last few days, I actually lost my headphones now that I'm looking for it. But anyway, I
Yeah.
forgot
Let
my.
me see.
Wait, can you hear me? I see your headphones fell off. Oh no, maybe she's stepping. Oh, I think she had to do something. I will tell the story anyway. So the last few days, um, I didn't take my headphones to work. I honestly don't know. I don't know where they are. But anyway, so I had to like go without music. And to me, it was weird. So I think I was talking to Morgan about this one time, and I think it is a condition. I don't know what it's called, but like even without headphones, I still hear music in my head. So I'll be standing somewhere without headphones and just be like bobbing my head to music that's in my head. And anyway, I was listening to the world around me, and it was just so interesting, just hearing like, I know this sounds crazy, but I was like hearing like birds, hearing like cars, hearing other people talking, laughing, sharing like their lives, and it was just very interesting. All right, let's see if she comes back.
I'm back. I'm
All right,
back. Sorry
you
about
good?
that.
No, you're good.
Yes.
Everything good? All right.
Moment.
No, no. So my story was
Headphones.
headphones, right? So I lost my headphones, and I take the bus and the train to work, right? And it was interesting because like it was nice. I'm used to having music on me all the time, and as I was walking, like you hear birds chirping, you hear the world waking up, and I was like, yo, it's quite peaceful, you know. And I was able to take it in. I sat on a bus, and like there was two people talking to the bus driver and sharing a story, and I was able to engage in that. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Being able to hear them talk about. We were joking about stuff, and like even on the train, like I was on the train, and people like just kind of like looking my way and started talking to me like, how's your day and stuff like that. And I didn't realize how much putting on headphones takes away from that, right? So people would know I'm listening to music very, very loudly because I play that on loud, right? And you can actually hear me listening to music. So they know I can't hear anything. But like after that, like I was wearing headphones after. I keep one ear open and I keep the music lower now. So I can hear things around me. If somebody asks me a question, I don't have to be like, hold on, I have to stop my music to talk to you. So I started to appreciate life more because I'm like, why have I shut myself out from all of this? You know? I'm like, it's so peaceful out here. What the heck am I doing? And like, even now, I kind of stopped going to the gym for a minute. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for walks again. I'm going to go for jogs again. I'm just going to go walk around the park. I'm going to go see somebody sitting at the bench and ask them, like, how's your day? How are you doing? You know? What's really stopping me except for me to do that? And I feel like it brings me even more peace. So the reason I bring
Yes.
all this up, right, is I finally hit a level of tranquility where I have peace, right? Happiness, it's getting there, but I have peace. And this peace helps me answer questions that, like, I'm like, what do I do with my life? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
here's a few things that are happening in my life that I am very, very happy and grateful for. Okay. So number one,
Okay.
um, I'll start with myself, right? So I made peace with my friend, and we're good again. Now we're playing video games. We talk still. I'm happy with what we have. I'm happy that they're back because they were a person who, it's a weird title. I can't put a like a word on it, but the person was like not a girlfriend, but more than a best friend, because this person I would confide to. I would confide my sadness when I needed motivation, when I needed confidence, when I was like I'm feel. That one person's like when you can call one person, who would you
Mm-hmm.
call? She became that person for me because my other best friend, his life is a little too hectic for me. But we catch up when we can. But I needed someone to be there, so I made peace with that. So we're good, right? Secondly, I stopped looking for a job, and a job offer came my way with more money, right? And they hired me uh, within a day of talking to me, right? And the only interview question they asked me, right, was um, like a big question was, all right, we're gonna pay you this much, right? But say in 2 months, another job reaches out to you and offers you more money, would you just leave here, right? Because I feel like that's what might have happened to them for like their previous employee person. And I was like, listen, if I'm happy with what I do, if I'm happy with the work I do and what I do, unless someone's paying me an obnoxious amount of money per hour, I'm not going anywhere. I'm like, like to stay faithful and true to where I am, right? But I was like, if I feel like things are unjust and unfair to me, I'm gonna point it out. And if you're like, hey, that's your problem, then I'm like, all right, then I know where I'm not wanted. And when I answered that question, he was just like, I don't think I have any other questions for you, like at all, like nothing. And then a day later, he's just like, you got the job. So I'm starting in a few weeks. I gave my um 2 week here. Yeah, thank you. So I'm happy with where I'm going because I think it's a step in the direction I want to go.
Ooh,
Right. On
you know
top of
things are
that,
working out.
I
Mm-hmm.
thought things would get tougher for me because of like now I'm going back to the office 5 days a week. Right now I was doing like hybrid. And I'm like, I think this is gonna be tough for me, right? But it's I miss driving. Like I know you know I love cars, but like I miss driving. Now I can drive again to work and to back, you know. And I'm going up by the I don't know. Have you ever been? Yeah, I'm sure you've been to like the Morristown area, right up north.
Yeah,
It's a nice area. I was like,
it is.
once I start working up there, I'm gonna hang out in that area and just
It's
scout
a
out the
nice place
area.
called laundry. Uh huh.
Yeah, so you know, I'm excited about the change coming my way, right? On top of that, I think I told you last week or the week before, I met up with a friend in Albany, New York, which is 3 hours from me, and it's
Yeah.
2 hours, 2.5 hours from her, because she lives in like Vermont. I had dinner with her and or lunch with her, and we had such a fantastic time. And she was going through a transition of getting a new job too, and within the last few weeks she had interviews for the places she wanted to work at, like she wanted to work at. And she's like, I'm nervous, like I'm not sure if I'll get the job, but like I'm excited, right? This week she went on the interviews, and they were like testing her, you know, they told her to come in and do the thing, right? The one that she wanted, she went for the interview, she did the test phase. When she finished it, an hour later they offered her the job. So she got her job, right? On top of that, she was moving from Vermont to like Connecticut or something like that. And they were kind of worried about selling the house, having a place to stay. A lot was going on. That is all taken care of too. All the timing of everything that's happening to her is falling through the way that she's like, I've been wishing this for so long. And I was just like, honestly, I'm so proud of
Breakthrough
her.
moment.
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm proud of you that you hung on for so long. And she's like, honestly, thank you for just being positive about it all the time. You know, every day you saying we got this. Every day you saying it's gonna work. Like you made me take away the doubt in myself. I was like, yo, like of course, I got you, because she was there for me too. You know, especially in my harder times, she was there for me too. I just want to say good morning to Frank. Frank said, "Hello, beautiful people. What's up, Frank? What's up?"
It's always great to have somebody by your side that keeps supporting you and
Yeah,
telling you got this, you
and
could do
like
this.
for
Go
me,
ahead, like let's go.
for me it was always me doing that, and
Hi
I think
Frank.
that's why I was always kind of like sad, because it was always me pushing people. But like her, like every day, every morning, she'll text me good morning when she gets up. She'll hit me up and she'll say, today's gonna be a good day, like today, don't even worry about it, today will be a good day, we'll talk about things, we'll play video games. So we're always boosting each other up, and I think because of that, I stopped missing the past friendship I had with some people. And I'm like, I am super happy you're in my life. I was like, yo, I'm so grateful for you. And I was like, both of us are going through these beautiful fucking moments, and I'm so happy for this, right?
Yeah,
Now,
being around positive people is
it's just
so
it's
it's just different energy.
it spews this level of beautiful energy, just like you said, right? So on top of
Definitely give
that,
you a peace. Mhm.
on top of that, right? So last week you talked about it a little bit, even when we had our guest here, right? I was talking about I'm trying to help a friend, right, who is in a really crappy situation. They're working basically for like having a place to live at this point, and they don't have a lot going on for
Yeah,
them,
you asked me
right?
about the rent.
And I was like, listen, right now I don't have a lot of money, but the best I can do is buy them food, you know, like just here's some groceries, ration it out for now until I can make a little bit more money, and we'll figure it out, right? And listen, I like people call me crazy for doing this, but I don't care. Even my other best friend, like she's like, you're giving too much to other people, right? And I was like, no, I don't think I'm giving enough. And she's like, you're fucking crazy. You're gonna,
Exactly. This book is
I,
all
I,
about what you're saying right now.
she was like, I think you're gonna burn yourself out. And the thing is, I don't think I was burning myself out, giving myself to people. I think I was burning myself out, giving myself to people who were not grateful that I gave myself to them. So now I learned my lesson that I'm not gonna give myself to you if like you're not appreciating the effort and you're not gonna do something for yourself. Like I'm not doing things to you so that you give something back to me. I don't care about that. But like if I give you something, if I'm trying to be there for you, right? And somehow you either turn it on me as a negative thing, or you're like, it's like kind of, like imagine having a friend that is always asking for advice, and you give that person advice, and you're like, you should not do this, or you should do this, or things like that, and then they do the complete opposite thing. Like, would you really continue to give that person advice? If they're not, especially if they're not gonna like kind of listen.
No.
So like I decided to stop giving that energy to people, right? and I started giving it to the people that care. So for this person that I'm trying to help out, I'm doing it because I do care about them, and I know if they can help me, they would. But that's that's not the point. But I'm like, there's so much more to this person, and their life is at a stop or a moot because of where they
Yes.
are, right? So I've been buying them groceries like for like every week as much as much as I can, as much as I can afford for them, right? And then another thing I'm doing is trying to help them find a job, right? And then on top of that, wherever they find a job, and that's why I had hit you up, right? And I was like, I'm gonna find them a room for rent, right?
Frank lives in Meanville.
I know, but like I want to talk to Frank about things, but I know Frank's. I don't want to put your business out there, but Frank will catch up when we can. But either way, what I'm trying to get at is, I was like, I'll get a room for rent for this person, right? It'll be like 400 or 500 bucks. Now that's a lot. That's a lot coming out of me to do that, right? But I don't mind because if this person can get a room for rent for a month for 500 bucks, right? And the reason I'm doing it is because this person has a job offer now. This person has a job offer, right, in Bridgewater at that, and the person is like, come in for a day, work for me for a day. I'll pay you for the day. If you're good, you got the job. And if they get the job, right, if I'm paying 500 bucks for a month for a room for rent, and you get your job, you can start paying for your own. It's not gonna cost you your full month's pay for 500 bucks. You'll make more money than that. Then you can pay for your own room. You can pay for because like they want to get back into like they're into like river dance. They're into like things that they want to do, but they can't afford it. But I'm like, now you can. And once you get this job, you'll make some money, save your money, right? You get more experience, buy a car. Then now you have a car. Now you can drive around, right? Once you drive around, you can get another job. Like I'm trying to help them move up, right? Now I'm not gonna carry them, for them. Like I'm not gonna give them, here's like a place to stay. I'll pay for your place for like months on end. And if this person is not trying to like if this person's not trying to improve, then I was very brutally honest. I was like, I'm giving you this opportunity. Like I'm presenting it to you. But if you don't hold true to it, if you don't try for it and you fall, that's not on me anymore. And you're gonna have to figure your situation out. And this
Yes.
person understood that, and like we're being very real about it. But I was proud enough for myself that I was able to help him to this point, right? And I hope things work out. But like all this just started happening when I made peace with myself. That was the biggest thing. And even now, I try to share that peace. So like even the little things we talked about today, like I was looking at my chat with my friends, and they're kind of like going on about religion and not really, saying nice things or positive things, right? I'm like, you know what? It's gonna disturb my peace. I'm not gonna bother with this because it's not directly for me anyway. So f it. Sorry, let me. Frank was saying, "Oh my god, that opposite thing you are talking about sounds like my girlfriend." Opposite thing? I don't. I would. I sorry. I must have.
What's the opposite thing?
Yeah, yeah. I was talking a lot, Frank. I'm sorry. Opposite thing.
Frank, you gotta clarify what does
Yeah.
opposite thing mean
No,
because
it's not on you.
we
It's on me
on a
because
peace journey.
I just said a
Peace,
lot. I just
faith.
said a lot.
We had a beautiful month. Let's see, and I want to tell you a few things that I've been focusing on. We were having a beautiful challenge. One thing that makes you happy,
Go with yours,
and
please. Yes.
what I actually started doing, I started expanding my breakfast ideas. I said, just sometimes you're just tired of eating the same thing over and over again. How many times you're gonna eat your oatmeal and eggs, right? So, and I was like, I need more breakfast ideas. So I started writing it down on my beautiful yellow. I like this yellow box, so I feel like it's more making me professional. Look professional, makes me like actually take a look at the things that I write. So I started writing a couple of breakfast ideas. So I said, let me exactly write down how to make it omelet. Everybody can make it omelet, but I want it baked omelet. I want it fluffy. I want it very like a melting in your mouth omelet. So I found this great recipe, and I said, let me make it. And I made it in a cast iron
Hmm.
with a closed, you know. closed when it was baking from inside out. It came out so good. It's like I did not have fluffy omelets anywhere around for a long time.
Hmm.
And so this was like a moment for me that we're talking about taking care of ourselves, taking care of our body, taking care of mind, being at peace, right? When you're at peace, you can actually start looking at things that you actually interested in and expand your I love, expand your hobbies type of moments, right?
Yes,
So,
yes, 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 yes.
and I said, let me create more breakfast ideas, especially Saturdays, my vintage music with some nice breakfast, right? Which
Hmm.
I need to bring that back.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's a moment when you love you. It's you and you space.
I love
Maybe
that.
you and your family space.
Yeah.
When you create that a beautiful breakfast moment. I feel like breakfast has something magical. I mean, every part in lunch and dinner has magical parts, but breakfast is something that you really nourish yourself. And the second beautiful idea was frittata. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Frittata with the spinach. It's comes with the feta cheese. I'm not a
Mhm.
big fan of the feta cheese, but I want to try this because it comes out like a pie, like an egg pie. You have to cook it on the stove first, and then you have to bake it in the oven. So it takes about 15 minutes to make it. So it's you know
Yeah, yeah, I
an
get it. Yeah.
experiencing like this comes with spinach. You could maybe later make it with broccoli, maybe onions and peppers. Just looking into the you don't your life don't have to be boring.
Yeah.
Your
I,
life don't have to be always around sad.
no, I
You
actually,
can start looking into things that you really love and expand the idea.
I think that
This
also
is my
brings.
idea.
No, no, which is beautiful. Which I actually want to bring it to the point, but let me say this before I get to that point. But I think that was also the part of the peace journey, right? So one thing I like to do was I like as you know, I'm a avid video game player, right? And one thing I was doing was something called Twitch. I was streaming. I was streaming video games for people to watch me play. They'll laugh at me when I play horror games and stuff like that. And I became something called Twitch affiliate, which means I can get paid to stream now, but I have to, yeah.
Okay.
So I just reached that within the last month or so. So I've been trying to stream more. I'm trying to build a community and do all that stuff. So I feel like things are coming
Just that.
together. Thank you, thank you. So things are coming together and because of the piece. Also to Frank, because like he was saying, so he says trying to give advice and help, and she does the exact opposite. And he says the R was a typo, not me trying to be a pirate. Listen, man, being a pirate is
Hmm.
cool too, but I don't know if
It's
that
about the
means
people don't.
I don't know if he means like girlfriend as girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, or like if they're giving you opposite advice and they're a girlfriend, that's kind of odd. But I hope that hopefully they still maybe bring you happiness or peace. But the whole thing, I don't know if you just tuned in, but we were talking about having peace, and like definitely I think people in our lives, whether it's a significant other or friends or even strangers, right? We want people who bring peace to our lives and how much of a difference it makes. Oh, Gina,
Faith,
what's up? We got
giving,
Gina here.
helping. Yeah. Gina,
Um,
hi Gina.
And then also to your thing, right? To your point, because I
Our
think I,
late Gina.
yeah, it's okay. Like honestly, it's on me in a sense too, because I don't know. I haven't been doing well with advertising motivation station lately because I just have so much going on. But I do want to do it more. But to your point, and I think next month, what I really, really want to do, Rose, and to my motivation station family here, I think we're gonna start like announcing ideas what we're gonna do, and I think for the month of August, I want to focus more on health, as in not mental health, but like physical health and body health, eating right, stuff like that. I want to focus on that more because I miss
Peace.
cooking.
Yes, Gina. Today
Uh,
all about giving faith and peace.
I want to focus more on like things that we can do that's good for
Yes.
our body. I think in
Yes.
August we're
And
gonna
here I am starting with the breakfast idea.
Yep, and I think it finally for me, finally in August, I'll be in a place where I can buy more groceries and get back into cooking because I think my body needs it more than anything as well. Because now, finally, in July of 2025, I feel like my mind is at peace. You know, my soul is resting beautifully. You know, and I don't have. I mean, I still have sadness in me, but not. It's not open and apparent, and it's not choking me or killing me inside. So I think it's all about like growing further now. You know, so I definitely want to talk more about being healthy, being proactive and things like that going forward to our ideas. Oh yeah, and of course, and Gina, if you, and I know Gina wants to be part of the podcast, and yeah, Gina, this is right up your alley. So if you could definitely hit us up for August. I do have a guest in August.
About nutrition,
Uh, I think I have a guest in August
some
in like mid August or
exercise
end of
ideas,
August.
Gina. We need that.
Yeah, no, we definitely have to do more like let's take care of our bodies and take care of our physical beings. You know.
She says she got some ideas.
Yeah, yeah,
Gina, bring it on.
yeah.
Bring it on. You want to do two parts every single Saturday? Let's go.
Yeah, if you want
Maybe
to be,
like,
if
maybe a
you want to
little
be,
stretching on live moments or
we could
doing
be,
some
we could be.
exercises
Listen,
live.
it could be like the morning show, you know, like we'll have
Oh,
like,
Sunday could be cooking in the kitchen.
yeah, listen, like that's what I mean. You know, like when you watch like morning shows, you know how they do like a thing where it's like they'll do news or whatever, but for the first 10-15 minutes, it's like let's stretch, let's do this, let's do that, and then we
Yes,
continue the show. Listen, we could do something like that. That'd be
yes.
cool.
We're going to stretch, we're going to cook, we're going to smile, we're going to laugh, we're going to celebrate life. But today we're rounding up our beautiful month. We had beautiful guests. I'm
Yes.
super happy that we had repetitive guests. Thank
Yeah,
you for
Frank was.
John.
Yeah,
Thank you
Frank's
for
for coming.
Frank. Oh,
Cool up. Yep.
thank you, Frank, for sharing um, bits and pieces of your story, continuing of your beautiful life. Thank you, Mr. Gold, for giving us a great seed of saying that you cannot outgive God. And me finding out the same quote on this book was like a wow moment. Definitely, if somebody wants to learn the blessed life and what to do to be blessed, protected, and prosper,
Mm.
definitely book to read. And it's just,
Things are
and
looking.
yes,
Yeah.
giving is a blessing. Having faith while you're giving, that's another part that's important.
I
And
think.
having peace while you're doing it, that's like a ultimate dream
It,
come true
I do feel like
for us.
I feel like when you're giving, it is good, right? It's a part of being good, right? And then when you're giving with faith, it's like a different part that heals you. You know, like you're not just giving for the sake of giving. You're giving because it's like a faithful thing that you want to
And
be doing. You know,
yes, if that's
uh,
what your soul wants
but I
to do.
think especially we've been doing this for since November, right? So 3 months. Wait, November? No, when did we start? October. I don't remember now. It's been like a minute. I think we started at
Yes,
end of October, right? So like three
yeah,
months plus seven. So we're ten
October
months.
8th.
So we're 10 months in, right? And I think I love the fact that
We
we
can
went.
duplicate it. Don't worry about it.
eh,
Repetitive, it's really good, Gina.
We we can it's nice to say that I think through this 10-month journey that we've been through a lot, the good and the bad, but it's bringing us so forward in life. You know, it's bringing us so where we want to be. You know, I think we both had ideas of what we wanted Motivation Station to be when we started, and I've said this before, but I think the direction we're going now was not foreseen, but it's exactly where we need to be. You know, I think where we are is such a beautiful place. All right, yeah, let me just catch up on comments. Talk to Rose about speakers, duplicating information. No, listen, that's fine. Like, because we could definitely schedule stuff accordingly. The stuff that I would suggest to do stretch is going to be different than you imagine. Listen, knowledge is power, right? And then, not yet. One thing about me, I go down with the ship. You know, honestly, it's
You
like
leave us yet, listen.
it's like
Hmm.
Captain Jack Sparrow, you know, when he's trying to get to the port and the ship's literally at the bottom of the the port, the sea, whatever you want to call it. That's it, man. You got to do what you got to do.
Yes.
I definitely have to catch you before that moment. I'm hoping next week will be, or the end of next week, or going into the following week would be a little bit better for me. Um, I got a job, Frank, closer to you, or closer to that area, but I don't start for another week. But well, listen, I'll talk to you on Facebook, so it's okay there. Um. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we also talk about one thing that you did that made you happy? I'm sorry. We talked about it, but was that it? Like you're getting back into cooking? Was that your answer?
So one thing is, it's not just about the cooking, it's about expanding ideas. Like,
Okay.
life gets like so routine. Like, people like it's a routine, right? The discipline is a routine. Whatever we do, sometimes it's a routine. You get up, you drink your water, you brush your teeth, you take a shower. It's a routine.
Mm,
So, and just sometimes we need to brighten up. It's good for our hormones. It's a mood. It's our endorphins. It's a hormone of happiness, of joy. Just expand whatever you do makes you happy. Start expanding it.
yeah.
Make your day look a little more brighter because we can sit there and look at what's not good or what makes us sad and depressed or whatever the words you you know what I mean.
Right.
So those words doesn't even exist in my vocabulary. That's why I don't even know what those words.
So
My vocabulary is trying to be on a positive, high vibrational
so let's
words.
name let's both name one thing, and I think sorry because I think like right before we did the podcast, we're like, oh, we'll start with it, and we didn't. So, but we'll talk about it now. But next podcast, we'll definitely start with it. But name one thing you did that made you very happy this week. Like one thing you did. Like what did whatever it could
One
be.
thing that I have been doing lately that really makes me really happy is dressing up. Just dressing up, that's a huge for me.
So I'm gonna
To be
drill.
able to actually, yeah, like get up and actually say, I want to look beautiful today, it's a huge, especially when I'm going through emotional situations, like, like a roller coaster. Try, you know, it's been a tough two
So
weeks. However,
yeah. No, no. So I was say
that's
I was gonna drill it to like one thing. Like I mean, so obviously you did a lot, right? So dressing up, of course, you might have dressed up every day, right? But what was the one thing that you're just like, this was it? Like this made me happy this week.
dressing up once, expanding my breakfast ideas too. If just
So I'll give an
something like,
example, because like
yes,
I know you did a lot, right? I know you did that a lot, but like for me, for example, one thing I did
talking to
this
my
week.
sister.
The, yeah, there you go. So that would be it, right? So that's what I mean. I mean, like as much as there's probably multiple things you did, right? But I
I'm
did a lot
trying to
of.
think what
It's
the
tough because you
most,
probably
I don't
did
know.
every day.
Actually,
We do
actually, I
something.
canceled my birthday this year because of due to it's just gonna be a tough one because without the
Yeah,
moment
I know.
when I was calling and spending it that birthday moment. But at the same time, I said no, I can't do that because my mom would ruin that for me. So, and I found the dress that I want to wear. I found, luckily, I'm not working that day, hopefully. So, but I'm not on schedule yet. So, but I'm gonna tell them, hey, listen, I need my day. So I already found the dress, found shoes. I found the place where I want to go. I want to go to Korean spa, and then I want to go to the experience with the Nikolai, some restaurant in Atlanta. So I that made me happy
Okay.
to think about that I actually can still do that,
Yeah.
put it
So
all together,
that's why I was
and
like,
I'm very excited about New York trip for 2 days, one and a
yeah, no.
half
So that like
happening
that's why I was like
next
drilling it
week.
down because if you really think about it, right? I think we complicate the question of what makes you happy, right? Because like it's like
Hmm.
there's a lot. There's this, there's that, right? But then it's like think back, like what made you happy this week, right? And I should have maybe answered first,
Finding this book,
but yeah,
oh
it
my
could.
goodness,
The thing
of
here's the thing,
finding these books yesterday was like,
all this could make you happy, right? All this could make you happy, but like the thing is, the question is very simple. Like for me, the fact that I got a job offer, the fact that my friend got all this makes me happy, right? But when I ask you this question, there's always one thing that triggers like, no, this was the best part.
Mm.
This was the best part, right? So for
The
me,
best part,
I'll
probably that I did not let myself go down in the sadness for too long. But
so see, you're
I'm
overcomplicating the answer still, right? Let me answer the question first, all right? Because it's
mm,
literally as simple as this. For me, this week, the happiest moment for me is that yesterday my friends and I went out to the beer festival event. Like as much
okay.
as I got a job offer this week, I my friend got a job offer. My other friend got a job offer. My friend is moving. I found peace. All that for me, it was this moment. I went out with my friends because like we don't hang out as much. I went out with my friends. We went to a beer festival. We had a lot of beer. We had a great time. It's as simple as that, you know. For you, I think it was. I know you're trying to make plans for your birthday. You're like you found a dress, you found your shoes, stuff like that. Maybe that was the moment. Maybe that was like this was the happy. Like everything else made you happy, but that moment itself is like now it's gonna make something else better for you, right? Because now when your birthday time
I'm
comes,
still kind of like looking what really happened this week. I'm like finding a right bartender that made me a greatest drink,
mhm.
and not everybody can make my drink the way I like it. And this bartender did, and I actually had two of them, and I was like, yes, that
Yeah,
could be one of them.
yeah.
So I'm just trying to put those happy pieces together to make the necklace. Maybe you don't have to be one thing. Maybe it's like a huge, beautiful necklace of
There's
all the happy pieces.
I agree. It could definitely be like that. But like there's moments that happen that are just like this. I don't know how to explain that in more words than that. And that's why like as much as all this shit happened this week, like all the positive stuff, when I went out with my friends yesterday, it was literally like this, this, and that's it, you know? Well, we'll get to it, but I mean I'm happy as hell to hear that you had so many moments of happiness, especially because you needed it. You have a lot going on in your life, especially a lot of sadness, and these moments, maybe you're right. It's for you. It's I had to have all these little moments to have one big thing that can say this was my happiness, and that's fine too, you know. But I do feel like there somewhere along in there, somewhere sprinkled, and maybe you got to look into it like deep within. But there was something that happened. One like the one thing that happened that was like, I needed this, you know. All right, let me double check the comments. The thing I did this week that
Gina
made
went to the
me,
beach.
huh? You went
Gina
to
went to the beach. Gina
you went
went
to,
to the beach.
you went to the beach?
No, Gina.
Oh,
I said
Gina.
Gina.
I gotta find out what beach you went to. But also, so like Frank, the one thing that made him happy this week was watching your guys' podcast. Boom, simple. You know, I had to do two to three times this week in different. Oh my God, ways. I had to do it with forcing myself to wear a sundress to get together with my friends, and although I wanted to isolate, I also went to the beach. There you go, like the beach. You know, Rose been
Frank, I'm sure
controversial
you
about
can
it
find
actually.
something more than this podcast moment. Find something. What else you did that made you
No, but that's the thing. It really could just be this, you know. I mean, I know Frank was on our podcast, what, like a few weeks ago, right? And
happy?
he
Yeah.
had a blast being here. It was nice to catch up with him, and I'm sure that made his day that day too, you know. But for some people, it could be as simple as that. Listen, I bought my daughter ice cream. That's its own
Yes.
thing, you know. Like that,
Simple.
it's very like I think we,
Yes.
like I said, we overcomplicate the question because we think about it too much. When I went out with my friends yesterday, it wasn't even thought about. I was like, I'm here with my friends. Fantastic. You know? And like even like next week, I'm not really thinking about what's gonna happen that's gonna make me happy. But I know when it happens, I'm like, this is exactly what I'm gonna say on my podcast. Like I did this shit, you know? Whatever it may
Yes.
be. Then yesterday, although I wasn't in the mood, I took my friend's mom. Oh, and we ended up staying out late, having cocktails, playing pool, singing karaoke, watching her laugh breathed life into me. Listen, sometimes that's what it does. It taking a
That
friend
is
out,
amazing.
you know.
That is amazing. That's something like you can't just pass. What I was saying yesterday, I said the second's gonna go by, and are you enjoying that second? Because every second is gold.
Yeah, every
I
second is gold.
definitely proved that, especially with my mom. It's like every second is gold. Every second we had spent together, that's more than I've spent my whole life with her. Those are like a golden seconds. And from now on, I just want every second to be gold. Like right now, when we're finishing up the podcast, The friend, a newly friend that's my also a driver, she's 80 years old. She's the sharpest lady. Her friend came in town to visit her. She's like, "Do you want to go listen to the music in the vineyard?" Yes, because the one thing I love to do that makes me happy is dress up, which may be a funny for somebody, but it's just me. To dress up and actually be out there having a moment of my life. And I'm sure that's the same for you, Gina, that you went out and sang karaoke, went to the beach, put a sundress. Sometimes it's hard to do, but you know what? You did it. That made you happy. Remember these happy moments. Build that necklace of happy moments. Wear it in every second that's going past by. Either you're going to put it in your memory bank, either you're not going to put it in the memory bank. I want your memory bank to be full and filled with these beautiful seconds of happy moments.
I
That's
agree.
it.
No, I agree. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's it's a blessing too that we can have more than one happy moment, right? And for some people, they don't. Like sometimes for some people, like even for like myself, like having that one moment that made me extremely happy was rare, and it was nice and it was refreshing, and I was happy to have it. And I don't get that often. I think maybe I get caught up in my head sometimes too much, but like I'm working on it, and I think I'm finally getting better at that. And I don't go around looking for like those happy moments. I just go looking around for those peaceful moments that bring me happiness. So like going out with my friends yesterday, despite some headache with Groupon and some stuff there, it was fun. It was peaceful, and I was happy. Whenever it is the moment, it will. Whenever
Mhm.
it is
Mhm.
the moment, I'm never happy. Yeah, honestly, Frank, here's my like little spiel to that is that people don't understand how valuable life is. Um, to say it lightly, people are like, "Oh, an example that I heard that I still don't agree with. I know people do, and that's fine. People are like, "Oh, you know, you only turn 16 once, right?" Because people celebrate going to adulthood, right, and things like that. But if you really think about it, like right now, right, it's 12/18, July 22nd, 26th, right? 2025, 12/18 right now, right? When that turns, like, even that second that just passed, we're never getting that back. You're never gonna live that same exact second moment again. It's 12/19 now. That 12/18 moment on this day, gone already. You know, we like every second is valuable. We literally do not live the same second ever again. So
Yes.
any moment in life, like even me talking about this, is gone, and that's why it's important that we cherish every single second of our lives. And that's why doing like earlier I was talking about I was like commuting without headphones, and I was like, man, why do I ignore the world so much? Like, yeah, it's okay to listen to music. Sometimes you just want to kind of go into your own world, but like sometimes it's nice to just walk by, talk to people, ask how their day is going. There was I think a moment yesterday that like a lady was frustrated because like she had to deal with like angry people and stuff like that, and at the event, but scanning tickets and stuff. And we had a hard time, but she helped us, and she's like, you know what, you guys can go, and you guys are all good, right? And before I walked away, I was like, listen, you're doing a great job. Like, I really do appreciate your help. And her whole demeanor changed. Her whole demeanor was like, oh wow, thank you so much. And like she was smiling again, she was laughing again with her, people there. Because before that, you could see that she was visually frustrated. She didn't want to have to deal with people. But like, just because I took the 2 seconds to say, thanks for your time. Like, I'm sorry that you have to go through this, turned her day around, And I didn't do it to turn her day around. I did it because I was grateful. I was actually grateful that she helped us out and got us into the event. That's all I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
And
Gratitude.
it goes a long way. It goes an absolute long way. But listen, amazing podcast as usual. I'm
Yes.
looking
Our
forward to our
gratitude.
yeah. Uh, um, we have ideas of things we want to do for Motivation Station. I don't want to speak of them yet, only because I want to solidify ideas that we're doing. But we will hopefully
Mhm.
be making merch next month that we do want to give out. So Gina, Frank, if you guys are interested, we will give some free merch to you guys, and you can represent us. I know Morgan's not here. I'm gonna throw some out to Morgan, some of our other, subscribers and stuff like that. But we have some
Yes.
ideas to help expand showcasing motivation station a little bit more. I have some ideas. Rose has some ideas, so we definitely want to talk about it. I even like our ideas that are coming up. I think next month is, I think for us, going to be a good step of let's improve not just our, and I think for a good few months now we've been working on our mental health. Health. Let's start working on our physical health. Let's start working on our physical being, right? And I think we're finally both in a headspace and in a place where we can do it. You just started getting back into cooking. I want to get back into cooking. I think one of the guests that we should bring back. Oh my God, why is her name slipping my mind?
Mm.
She was making breakfast and stuff like that. Bev.
Beverly.
Yeah, Beverly. Yeah. So we gotta bring. Maybe we'll bring Beverly back. I'll hit her up and say, hey, let's talk about some food ideas and stuff like that. I gotta still figure out my plan to fly down to you. Might be at the end of August, maybe beginning of September, somewhere around
Gina,
there.
we need your expertise. So
Gina,
get
yeah,
ready.
if you can be around in August, let us know what weekend you can kind of work with it. I do have a very busy August, um, on Saturdays too. So Rose will discuss some things.
I'm in New York,
When are
August
you?
4th.
August 4th?
Yes.
You're in New
And
York?
August 5th. I'm flying in August 4th and I'm flying back August 5th. It's like a quick one night stand
What do you
in New York.
what are you going for New York for?
I need my DMV finished,
You need
my
oh,
real
okay.
ID, so I
Gotcha.
could go to Puerto Rico with my real ID. Just kidding.
Let's
Huh?
see. August
I just find
4th.
out that I could go to Puerto Rico with a real ID. You don't need no passport.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Well, we'll talk about it because if there's some sort of time in there, I can probably come up there. But it's really not that big of a deal. We can figure this out later. But if that works
New
out, go for it.
York. Yes, I'm gonna stay in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I gotta actually hit up. Man, everyone's like name is like leaving my mind. We gotta bring back the Lunar Queen.
Ooh.
We gotta bring her back because I know they're
Yes.
doing a lot of stuff
Actually,
with the Lunar Queen.
today, if any of you in New Jersey, today, Lunar Fair is happening
Yeah.
tonight. There's going to be a spell by Lunary Queen. I definitely go check it out. It's something really magical. If you cannot check it out offline, you can check it online on a Patreon.
Yeah, they've been doing a
Definitely
lot.
go support. And definitely, if you ever want to be a vendor, you can definitely go on their website and apply to be a vendor in their events, and just you can sell your handmade merch, whatever you do, soap, scrubs, candles, you're selling crystals, sage, whatever you do, anything weird, it doesn't matter, t-shirts, maybe we can get a stand with the motivation station right over there too. So it's just whatever you do, or you're a DJ, photographer, videographer, they take all that. So go check it out, it's a great opportunity
And not
to
only that,
show yourself off.
it's not only that, but like the people that go there, they're like fantastically fun people. They're
Yeah,
very kind,
it's
very caring.
community, it's fun, it's positive. There's no judgment. If you're spiritual as well, if you don't believe in anything, but you
Right.
believe in moons and stars, go ahead.
Yeah, just
There's
honestly, just go out there and enjoy yourself. Like, just go out there and enjoy
yes,
yourself.
Luna
Um,
Fair is something you want to be, and I'm glad that I was a part of it when it was developing.
yeah, and I would definitely love to bring her back to talk a little bit more about
Yes,
it, or even do like a live one because like I know that was the one episode that we did pre-recorded,
pre-recorded.
but
Yeah, it wasn't.
it was it was a good episode. Don't get me wrong, but I would love to do it like live. So and then you weren't there either, right? So then it was just like
Yes,
me and her. So we'll
it
definitely
would
bring
be
her
good
back. I
to.
definitely want to bring back Beverly. We definitely need to have
That's
Gina on
fine.
here. We have a lot going on, and I'm happy about it. But until then, yeah, uh, our whole thing about today, practice, practice, getting
Peace,
having peace.
happiness,
Yes,
faith,
catching peace,
giving,
finding
all
peace.
that.
Absolutely. And Rose, thank you again for being, here with us today. And um, we look forward to our up and coming August podcast. Let's see. Yes, I can definitely make something work for August. And if you're going to visit Rose, maybe I can coordinate that trip and see her too. Gina, let me know because we can definitely go together, and I can figure stuff out. Yeah, dude, Frank, you could if you could get there, man. I'm sure they won't mind. Just play. I mean, and go out there, play some music. It's from the videos. I haven't gone to one yet, just because I literally have not had the time to travel at all this month. But
Frank, definitely. Let's
you
go
should
to
definitely go.
Central Park and do a picnic, and you're gonna play guitar, and Gina's gonna dance around, and
There you go.
we're
You
gonna
can play the guitar. You can serenade Rose. You can do all that. It's gonna be a
we
fantastic
can
time.
we I'm talking about serenade, but when the last time you went to Central Park?
You want what?
It has so much to see in Central Park that we never did.
So,
There's
like,
so
do
many
you? I
parks.
mean, we'll talk about it offline and talk about later. But if in the one
Guys,
day that you're
if you
technically there, let me know, because then I can plan things out. If Gina wants to come, if we can actually plan it down to a T, I'll take the day off from work. I'll go pick up Gina. We'll take the train to New York. We'll meet up with you. We'll have a lunch or dinner or whatever we
let's
can
do
do.
it. On Tuesday, I have a very late flight, and I did that on purpose. I
So
think it's like
Tuesday would work out better for you.
yes,
What
because
time? What time's your
Monday I'm
flight?
flying in about 2:15. My appointment is 4 p.m. And then my friend's picking me up from LaGuardia, you know.
Okay.
But on Tuesday,
Okay.
I'm staying in Brooklyn on Monday, but on Tuesday morning, and I'm going to be very light. Obviously, it's one day. Uh, on Tuesday, we can plan something because my flight is very late, and you can guys drop me off with your guitar to the airport if you want to. But
Uh,
yes,
yeah, we can figure it out.
Tuesday,
We can, cause like
August 5th,
LaGuardia. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Queens.
We'll talk on online. We'll
Figured
talk
it out.
offline.
Frank,
Offline.
Gina, figured it out. Let's do something. It's going to be fun. Central Park.
We'll uh we'll figure it out. Yeah, definitely come out to the city. But anyway, great podcast. I think we had a lot of fun here. I do want to say cheers before I forget and finish my coffee. But cheers. Oh man, I have a cute mug
Here's
this
to
time.
all of you for watching, for listening, Spotify, and
I
watching
have
us
a
on Facebook and Instagram, all the shares, comments, everything. We really appreciate it. We love you from the bottom of our hearts.
always.
You are the family of this podcast, and we love you.
And we love the fact that you continue to be here for us. You continue to spread the word for us, and you keep it lively. Like Rose and I, as much as I love what we do and what we talk about, and it's very much a growing thing for us. It's a growing thing for you guys as well, and because of you guys, I think we're growing even more. So we're always grateful. We're eternally grateful at this point, and we look forward to our further journeys. And when, you guys are always gonna be like fantastic to us, and we love you. We love you from the bottom of our hearts. So we'll continue the
Cheers to my
shenanigans
water.
and the fun times
Yeah.
next week, um, and we'll go from there. But thank you for being a part of our podcast, and thank you for joining us today. And we'll see you guys next week. So stay cool because it's hot. Stay cool. Enjoy your time, and we'll see you guys on Motivation Station next week. So have a motivated day.
Have a motivated day, guys. Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.